Shana Tova. It's Lisa Krupp again, your co-president. And on behalf of Fred and myself, I welcome you to our Yom Kippur family service. And I'm so excited to once again welcome Rick Recht, Shira Klein, and Rabbi Josh Wershwasky to join us today. I hope that this finds everyone well. I wish you all a Chag Sameach. And without further ado, I turn our service over to Rick, Shira, and Rabbi Josh.
Gemar Chatima Tova. In our Yom Kippur service today, we have the opportunity to return to our true selves. We have the opportunity to rediscover the love that we have for ourselves, the love that we have for others, and the connection that we have with God and the divine spark in each and every one of us. We return to love, we return to truth, we return to God. Let's sing together. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again and again to love, to love, to love. We return again to love. We return, you sing. We return, we return, we return, we return, return again. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again and again to truth, to truth, to truth. To truth, we return again to truth. Yada da 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 da, 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 yada da 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 da. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again and again to you, to you, to you. We return again to Matovu is especially meaningful this year because Matovu teaches us that we can pray anywhere, that we can take a makom, a simple place, and make it a makom tefillah. This year is different because we are creating a makom tefillah in our homes. And it's extra special because families all over the world are doing the exact same thing with us, right here, right now. Matovu. Matovu, ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu, you sing. Matovu, ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Va'ani biro chastecha navo betecha eshtachave el heichol kodechecha v'yiratecha. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha. This year in our homes, we really have a chance to look around and check what are all the things that make us so happy today. So I want you to do that right now. Look around your home. Look around and take in all of the things that bring a smile to your face. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Od Yehalelucha Selah. Ashrei, Ashrei Yoshvei, Yoshvei, Ashrei Yoshvei, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Od Yehalelucha Selah. Yeah. Lai, 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 lai. Ay, ay, lai, 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 lai. Yeah, lai, 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 lai. Yeah, lai, 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 lai. Yeah, lai, 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 lai. I sing for you. I sing for what is holy and is true. I sing for all creation, for life and liberation, every day anew. Lai, 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 lai. What do you sing for today? We can imagine that all of creation, every breath, every soul is singing. Kol hanshama tehalel ya. Kol כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה. כל הנשמה. Sing it with me. כל הנשמה תהלל, תהלליה, הללויה, 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 כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה. כל הנשמה תהלליה, hallelujah. All right, open up. Let's get a big hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
When you've done something wrong, how do you go about apologizing to someone? It's not easy. It takes a lot of bravery and courage to admit that you've done something wrong and to go up to that person and apologize and ask for forgiveness. That's what we do on all the days leading up to Yom Kippur. That's what we're supposed to do whenever we can think about it, whenever we've done someone wrong, but especially at this time of year. We find ways to make amends, both to the people that we've done wrong and also to God. In this moment, we call out HaMelech again. There are only 3 days during the year when we say these words out loud, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We call God by a name. When you go up and you apologize to someone, you talk to them face to face. You can't hide away. And so we aren't always ready to be in that moment. So we sing out a nigun, we sing a melody beforehand, just like with Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, when we take 3 steps back and then we take 3 steps forward when we've built up the courage. The same way here, we sing this nigun and build up the courage to approach someone to say we're sorry. That's what we do when we call each other for Baruch Hu as well. We make ourselves ready to be in this moment together. So we're going to sing this melody and allow ourselves to enter into HaMelech, into this moment where we ask for forgiveness, where we talk face to face with God and with the people around us. To those we care about, we say we're sorry, and we strive to be better tomorrow and all the days that come after it. Ay, 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 ay. 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 HaMelech Yoshev. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 al kisei Rama Venisa, Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Ay, 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 Leolam Evaed. And even on a day that's so serious like Yom Kippur, we allow ourselves to look around at the world around us and notice the amazing things in it. We can still sing out, sing in celebration, say these words, Ma rabu ma'asecha. How amazing it is that even with the broken people that we are, even though we make mistakes, we have this amazing world that we get to take advantage of. We strive to be better for it every single day. Sing along with me. Ma rabu. Ma rabu. Ma rabu. Ma rabu. Ma'asecha Adonai. Ma rabu. Ma rabu. Ma rabu. Ma'asecha Adonai. Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Marabu. From the beginning. Marabu. 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 Ma'asecha Adonai. Just like that. Marabu, 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 ma'asecha Adonai. Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Marabu. One more time together. Marabu, 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 ma'asecha Adonai. When we sing the Shema, we're asking God to listen. And we're asking all the people of Israel to listen. Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. The Lord our God, the Lord is one. But especially on Yom Kippur, we want to make sure that we're also the ones who are doing the listening. We want to make sure that we're listening better this year than we ever before. We want to make sure that we're loving more than we were before. How can we listen? How can we love? How can we teach? How can the ways in which we walk in the world be better every single day? We'll cover our eyes together as we say the Shema and then open them up. We'll try the hand motions for the Ve'ahavta together. It goes like this. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam veshivtecha beveitecha uvelechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beineinecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
When we sing the words of Micha Mocha, we think about ourselves as if we were personally, actually, the slaves, our ancestors, who escaped from slavery in Egypt. Like not just on Passover, but every day. Between Shema and Amidah, when we sing Micha Mocha, we think about Moses and Miriam and the children of Israel, these real human beings, as they cross the sea towards freedom. I invite you to close your eyes as we sing these words together and think about what that must have felt like. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. You try that. מי כמוך. מי כמוך באלים אדוני. מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות. נורא תהילות אוסף אליו. נורא תהילות אוסף אליו. מי כמוך באלים אדוני. מי כמוך, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. The Amidah is like a staircase of 19 blessings, originally 18, the Shemona Esrei. And according to the Talmud, the Shemona Esrei are like the bones in our spine, the spine of the Jewish people. I'd like to invite you to think about your personal staircase, about your blessings, to think about what's important to you, and to think about how you might reach the top of your personal staircase in this coming year. Think about your blessings, the blessings of your home, food, your friends, and family. I invite you to straighten your spine and get ready to build your staircase of blessings. We sing together. Amarai, 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 amarai. Adonai sepatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai sepatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Amarai, 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 amarai. Adonai sepatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. 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 We remember. Zochreinu, Zochreinu, Zochreinu l'chaim. Melech, Melech, chafetz l'chaim. V'chodveinu, V'chodveinu, Sefer HaChaim. V'chodveinu, V'chodveinu, Sefer HaChaim. We continue in silent prayer and meditation. We sing the words of Avinu Malkeinu, knowing that God is with us here today, present with us, guiding us, protecting us, and on this Yom Kippur, listening to our prayers. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu. Ki ein banu masim, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu, Avinu Malkeinu. Chanenu va'anenu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu, ki ein banu masim. The Torah teaches us, Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, the way to peace is to love your fellow neighbor as you would love yourself, and to love yourself as you would love others. This is the ultimate way that we find peace. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imiru amen. Ve'imiru, you sing. Ve'imiru, amen. Oseh shalom bimroma. Please join. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imiru amen. Ve'imiru, amen. Amen.
Adonai, Adonai, Elohim v'chanun, erech apayim v'chesed ve'emet, notzer chesed la'alafim, nose avon v'hafesha, v'chata Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notze Chesed La'alafim, Nose Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Naker. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notze Chesed La'alafim, Nose Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Naker. Come close, everyone. Come close for today's story. It's a story about us. It's a story about my friend Jonah. Now, you might remember Jonah. He's the guy that found himself in the belly of the whale. Well, this is the story of Jonah and the whale, or, Jonah on the playground, or maybe Jonah in the boardroom. So anyway, Jonah told me what happened to him. He was sitting in his house one day when he got a message, a major notification from Yahweh. I'm talking about the Lord. Well, at least that was his handle back then. That may change by the end of this story, but I digress. So there he is. He's in his house, and he gets this message that says, get up, leave your comfy couch, go to the big city, speak and spread a powerful message that will probably not fall on the easiest of ears. Something like, stop destroying the planet! Or something like, there are children starving and you are throwing your food away. Stop it! Or maybe something like, time's up. White male privilege is over. Are you talking to me? Me? Jonah looked down at himself. This wasn't exactly his wheelhouse. He wasn't really a front lines kind of guy. He wasn't an activist. He didn't go to the rallies. He didn't post about it. Jonah tried to avoid politics for the most part. Just didn't seem worth it, and people get so angry about it. What am I supposed to believe anyways? I don't know. No thanks. Maybe another time. Well, you may know this part of the story, but that tactic didn't quite work because, it was the Lord calling and all. So Jonah kept getting these messages from God every which way he turned, and it just finally freaked him out, so he just ran for it. He ran to the dock. He jumped on the first boat out of town. He climbed down below deck to his little room. He crawled under the covers. He covered his head with his pillow, and he went to sleep. That's a lot of action for somebody who doesn't like actions. I don't know. Maybe he was scared. I wonder what it was in his past that caused him to just crawl under those covers. Well, you may know this part of the story too, but that tactic didn't last very long either, because suddenly, right in his face, wake up! Wake up, Ben Adam! What are you doing sleeping when the ship is sinking? Cried the captain of the ship. Well, that definitely got Jonah back up, but completely confused about what he was supposed to do next. He elected to jump into the stormy waters rather than going back to the shore to do this work. And that, believe it or not, is where he met the whale. And he was swallowed up. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah sat in the belly of the whale. He sat. He listened. He cried. He reckoned. He reset. in the darkest place. And Jonah did find his voice. He found himself. I mean, not just himself, but he found the greater world filled with B'nai Adam, people who are similar and different to him. But he was literally forced to the darkest places just to see what he didn't want to see. And if this had happened to you, I wonder how you would have handled it. And if you would have told me a story like, there I was sitting in my house when I realized the world wasn't balanced and I needed to wake up and lend my voice to injustice and healing. And I went out and I said, I learned a lot from my friend Jonah. I learned what it is to be brave and to use my voice. And I know that I will learn a lot from you too. I would love to hear your story. And your story will only be told by you. A good story opens the heart. And it's a perfect time to send out prayers of healing, healing of the planet, healing of our communities, and healing for ourselves. So lend your voice to this simple call, Elna Rafana La, heal us now. Elna Rafana La, Rafana La Nu. Elna Rifana La, Rifana La Nu. Sing after me. Dear God of our ancestors, help us renew our faith. Grant us a perfect healing. Bring peace to all our days. Restore our strength of body. Help clarify our mind. Refresh our tired spirit. Rejuvenate our light. El Na Rifana La, Rifana La Nu. El Na Rifana La, Rifana La Nu.
In the Musaf service on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, right in the very beginning of our repetition of the Amidah, we say these words, Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, uveyom tzom kippur yechatemun. On Rosh Hashanah, it's written down, and on Yom Kippur, it's sealed. All the hopes, all the wishes, all the dreams, all the ways we want to make ourselves better this next year, we think about them, we mark them down on Rosh Hashanah, but by Yom Kippur, it's sealed. We find a way to mark it in ink, to sign it, to make sure that this is the way, this is the direction that we're going to lead ourselves. So even though we say these same words again, 10 days later, we hope that we are different when we say them. The words might be the same, but we hopefully will have changed. We'll say these words together, we'll sing them out. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, uveyom tzom kippur yechatemun. 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 How can we allow ourselves to be changed by the words, even though the words stay the same? We'll bow for Aleinu. We'll make a full prostration just like we did on Rosh Hashanah. And when we get all the way to the ground, we'll think about how are the ways that we're going to allow our bodies to change this year. We're going to move forward and motivate ourselves both physically and mentally and emotionally to be the best version of ourselves this year. Aleinu l'shabech. It's up to us. V'hashevota, we'll sing after that. We'll return. We'll return to the best version of ourselves we were in the beginning, before we made those mistakes. And when we make mistakes, we learn from them. We can be even better before we return, but we return changed. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגוי ארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. והשבותה אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים והשבותה אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים אין עוד מלבדו אין עוד אפס זולתו אין עוד מלבדו אין עוד אפס זולתו אחד אדוני אחד אחד ושמו אחד try אחד with me אחד אחד אדוני אחד אחד ושמו אחד. On Yom Kippur, we take the time to list a lot of our mistakes, to think about one by one all the ways when we have missed the mark, when we haven't done exactly the right thing that we might have done, that we should have done. And when we do that, sometimes we list out mistakes in our machzor that we might not have done. We might not have made those mistakes, but we remember them just in case we're able to come together and apologize and unite with our whole community. We are also responsible for each other, for the ways in which we help each other behave, for the ways in which we help each other be the best versions of ourselves. So we sing Ashamnu, and it goes through all the letters of the Aleph Bet, one by one, every single letter. And just in case we might have forgotten something, since we have said all the letters, sometimes they can formulate themselves into the words that we mean to say, into the mistakes that are buried in our heart, into the ways in which that we can change. And just like the letters can form those mistakes, those letters can rewrite themselves and arrange into the best versions of ourselves as well. We allow the letters to lead us, to guide us, as we become a new version of ourselves, the best version this year. We'll sing Ashamnu together. And each time we'll beat our heart. We'll remember that this might have been something that we might have done, and we can be better next time. Ay, 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 ay. Repeat after me. Ashamnu, Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, gazalnu, dibarnu dofi. Ay, 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 ay. Hevinu, Hevinu, Vehir Shanu, Vehir Shanu, Zadnu, Zadnu, Chamasnu, Chamasnu, Tafalnu Sheker, Tafalnu Sheker. Ay, 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 ay. Yatsnura, Yatsnura, Kizavnu, Kizavnu, Latsnu, Latsnu, Maradnu, Maradnu, Niatsnu, Niatsnu, Sararnu, Sararnu, Avinu, Avinu, Pashanu, Pashanu, Tsararnu, Tsararnu, Kishinu Oref, Kishinu Oref. Ay, 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 ay. Rashanu, Rashanu, Shichatnu, Shichatnu, Tiavnu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Tainu, Titanu, Titanu. Ay, 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 ay. Are there any other mistakes? Anything else you want to add right here? Now's the moment. And we tap on our heart. We don't hit it too hard. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're just trying to wake ourselves up, remind ourselves of the ways that we can do better next year.
It's my pleasure to greet all of our families once again on this occasion of our family service for Yom Kippur. Again, I'd like to thank the creators of this content, Rick Recht, Shira Klein, and Rabbi Josh Wachowski, for producing a product of genuine excellence which we were pleased to share with all of you. As on Rosh Hashanah, we're going to take a moment to recite the Mourner's Kaddish in memory of those that we've lost on a personal level, and I hope that even those who are not technically required to do the Mourner's Kaddish will nevertheless take a moment to have in their thoughts and prayers those we've lost to the recent pandemic over the past several months, whose numbers are great, but whose individual stories are even much greater. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah be'olma divrach yireutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen yehei shmei rabbah mivorach le'olam u'lomei olmaya yitborach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata dushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen Yehei Shalom Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh Shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. I wanted to take these few minutes we have together to share something with you that's very special. It has a lot of resonance for me. When I started my career, at one of the very first Yom Kippur services I ever conducted, I was familiar with the Ashkenazic liturgy, but not really the Sephardic liturgy. And one of the members wanted me to include a very, very special prayer that's part of the Sephardic liturgy. And actually, it's chanted right before Ne'ilah, right before we close the holiday of Yom Kippur. And it's called El Norah Lilah, God who is mighty indeed. And it was written according to tradition by Moses ibn Ezra, lived in Spain in the 12th century. And it has a really, really beautiful tune. I'm not going to sing the entire El Norah Lilah, but I will sing a little bit of it to you. And I hope as you progress through this afternoon and as the end of Yom Kippur, I hope, brings your process of repentance to its conclusion, to its logical and satisfying end, that these words and this melody will penetrate to your heart and will uplift you. El Nor Alila, El Nor Alila, Hamtzi lanu mechila b'sha'at ha'ne'ilah. El Nor Alila, El Nor Alila, Hamtzi lanu mechila b'sha'at ha'ne'ilah. Mete mispar keruim lecha ayinosim umesaldim bechila b'sha'at ha'ne'ilah. El Nor Alila, El Nor Alila, Hamtzi lanu mechila b'sha'at ha'ne'ilah. It means we who are few in number call out to you, and we lift up our eyes to you. We humble ourselves before you with trembling at this hour of Ne'ilah, at Yom Kippur's conclusion. A really, really beautiful sentiment and a humble sentiment for the end of the day. I also wanted to share with you a little original poem that I think captures very nicely the spirit of Yom Kippur. And we want to make sure that when we finish today, we somehow have taken serious time to concentrate on self-enrichment and self-improvement. So here's a little poem which is small, but I happen to like it. To those that I may have wronged, I ask forgiveness. To those I could not help, I ask understanding. To those whom I did help, I wish I could have done more. And to those who helped me, I thank you with all my heart. Well, the blessing we've mentioned on Rosh Hashanah is L'shana Tova Tikatevu, but on Yom Kippur, we say a number of things, including Gemar Chatima Tova. It means, may your verdict be sealed favorably. That is, whatever is in the book of life that's now closing with the end of Yom Kippur, we hope it will be a positive verdict for you. But an easier way to say that, more convenient, is to simply say Gemar Tov. And it's my pleasure on behalf of the staff of BSO, its board, and on a personal level, myself, Rabbi Scott Hoffman, the spiritual leader of BSO, I want to wish everybody a Gemar Tov, and I hope you will join us for what promises to be a challenging year, but I hope also an exciting and fulfilling year of growth. Gemar Tov, and have an easy rest of the fast.
We conclude our service with the words of Adon Olam, words of praise for God. In these times that can feel uncertain and challenging, we still praise God, knowing that in our hearts we have nothing to fear. Ay, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Ay, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Ay, yadadai, 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 yadadai. Yadadai, yadadai. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'ed Nasa B'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu oveh v'hu yiyeh b'tifara biyado afkin ruchi B'yeti shal ve'ayira V'im ruchi k'vi'ati Adonai li ve'lo ira Adonai li ve'lo ira Ayanarai, yararai, yararai Na yadarai, yadarai, yadarai. Na yadarai, 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 yadarai. Yadarai, yadarai, yadarai. Gemar Chatima Tova.